You go to Nigeria, which is, if not the most corrupt nation in Africa, and it is, it could be the most corrupt nation in the world, Minister Farrakhan.
Oh, now, Mr. Wallace.
It is the most corrupt nation that I have ever covered. I've been there 25 years ago, and I've been there as recently as last year.
Fine. So what? 35 years old. That's what that nation is. Now, here's America, 226 years old. You love democracy, but there in Africa, you're trying to force these people into a system of government that you just have accepted. 30 years ago, black folk got the right to vote. You're not in any moral position to tell anybody how corrupt they are. You should be quiet and let those of us who know our people go there and help them get out of that condition. But America should keep her mouth shut wherever there's a corrupt regime, as much hell as America has raised on the earth. No, I will not allow America or you, Mr. Wallace, to condemn them as the most corrupt nation on earth when you have spilled the blood of human beings. Has Nigeria dropped an atomic bomb and killed people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Have they killed off millions of Native Americans? How dare you put yourself in that position as a moral judge? I think you should keep quiet, because with that much blood on America's hands, you have no right to speak. I will speak because I don't have that blood on my hand. Yes, there's corruption there. Yes, there's mismanagement of resources. Yes, there is abuse. There's abuse in every nation on earth, including this one. So let's not play holy to moralize on them. Let's help them.
I'm not moralizing. I'm asking a question, and I got an answer.
Why would you put it as the most corrupt regime in the world? That doesn't make sense.
Can you think of one more corrupt?
Yeah, I'm living in one.
Boom, there it is. Welcome to Uncommon Sense. This is Jay Howard along with Michael B. Wright Sr. on this beautiful Tuesday before Merry Christmas. On this day. What's up, Michael B? Big brother Mo Better.
What's up, Dev Rock? Trying to be like the great Stillman College graduate.
There you go. There you go again. Mr. Payne College, Mr. President.
I wish.
Did Farrakhan hit it on the head then, brother?
Nobody done it greater, man. Nobody done it greater. Oh, yeah, he led that. That's Farrakhan.
And we still living in the... we still in it, Doc.
He ain't never lied, player. He ain't never lied.
And that was probably about 20, 30 years ago.
That part. That will make it even worse.
And it's still the same.
It ain't changing, man.
It ain't changed. It ain't changed.
It ain't changing. Player.
It ain't changed. It ain't changed. So I guess we got to run this beautiful bean footage on this day.
The docket is loaded there, player.
Player, we tried to done told them.
I tried to tell y'all.
The transfer of power,
man,
is happening right now.
It is. Like I said, man, this ain't even year one yet, bro.
No.
So I don't know what to tell you. I'm just him.
Well, we're gonna let our correspondent let her break this down about your girl Erica Kirk.
No, that child.
And then we're gonna go slap into it right here on Uncommon Sense.
That child.
I've been watching Erica Kirk, and I don't mean like one clip, right? I mean watching her, watching how she moves, how she positions herself, how she's being used. And I can't lie, it's getting weird. Because when your public grief starts looking like an Adam and Eve commercial, that's not faith. That's branding. And it's gross. And the wild part is she's not being objectified. She's participating. She's found her place in the performance. The beautiful believer, the holy widow, the vessel for the message. Erica Kirk figured out how to turn devotion into influence. Not the loud kind, though. The curated, palatable kind. You know, the one that makes far-right politics look gentle. She wraps white Christian nationalism in soft femininity, in perfectly timed tears and God's plan captions. And the people around her are eating it up. Because every movement like this needs a face. Someone who makes extremism look nurturing instead of dangerous. She's not on stage with men like J.D. Vance by accident. She's there because she makes his ideology look marketable. She's proof that the patriarchy will always find a woman to front the campaign. But real talk, since her husband died, she's been everywhere. podcasts, conferences, stages, grieving publicly in a way that doesn't feel accidental, because grief sells when it looks holy, when it sounds like faith instead of fury. That hug with Donald Trump, that wasn't a spiritual moment. That was a moment designed to make people feel safe with him. Because nothing says redemption like a woman weeping in your arms, right? And whether she realizes it or not, she's become the emotional shield of a movement. She absorbs the criticism, softens the image, right? She sanctifies the message. So here's the thing. Erica Kirk is not naive. She is strategic. But when your brand becomes a faith-based fairy tale, you start serving a system that'll never serve you back. Because to them, she's only as valuable as her pain. The second she stops crying on cue, the second she stops being useful, they'll find another soft-spoken believer to stand in that same light and call it revival. That's how these movements work. They sanctify women's suffering as proof of men's virtue. So yeah, I've been watching Erica Kirk, and the more I see, the clearer it gets. This isn't about faith, this is about optics. She's not spreading Christianity, she's selling comfort. All for a movement built on control. And one day, because it will come, the day when she stops fitting that narrative, the same hands holding her up are going to drop her. Because in that world, women like Erica aren't partners, they're props. And props are always replaceable.
Props are always replaceable.
That part. Yeah, man.
Hey.
But you saw this mile coming a mile away, man. Right after Kirk was assassinated or killed, whatever term you want to put on it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You know, this child finds herself at his chair, you know, crying and doing whatever, and already appointed the CEO of the organization. So
yeah.
I thought you was a grieving widow.
Mm.
I'm just trying to tell you what.
Yeah, I would tell you, if you were a grieving widow, you would want to be the CEO of
No,
the organization.
nah, man,
No.
that thing happened too quick. But again, you know, if you quote unquote trash or you try to read the room, then you become misogynistic and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, man, you can play the cards how you want to play it. But Erica, that gal with her chicken history, if you just follow the broke on her, you'd be like, something ain't right in the cooking job, boy.
Something ain't right, Doc. Something ain't right. And then all of a sudden,
Mm-mm.
just this past week, you say, okay, I'm putting my nomination or I'm putting my backing with JD Vance.
I'm trying to tell you, and it's just 2025.
We ain't even got the 26 yet.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. You going out with a nomination endorsement now?
You talking about a lame duck president?
But hell, he was lame duck when he was elected.
When he was elected the first time.
The first time, boy. This is round two. But this gal, yeah, to put that out there, man, like that again in 2025 tells you already the fix is already in.
Yeah.
And now this turning point conference they just had.
But right. Yeah. Just like you just this turning point
Ooh.
conference. Man,
Ooh.
look at this shite here.
And you have amazing role models like the assassin JD Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine. Yes, we did. I love you. I love you. You have to laugh about it, truly. I have been called every single thing, and you know what? God is so good, you let it roll right off your back. And this is what's so beautiful about this moment, because if the internet wants to clip it, who cares? I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord, and words are words, but I know her heart, and it doesn't even matter. And you say what you want to say because I know your heart. I do not judge.
Now, if I'm looking at this through the right lens,
Yeah.
you now say something about the vice president and then you refer to him as the assassin.
She wasn't lying.
No, he wasn't.
That man wasn't lying. So I was what's problem is.
You
She
got
wasn't
to hear
lying,
the buzzwords. That was a book.
bro. I'm telling you, she wasn't lying.
She wasn't lying, Doc.
All I gotta say is Air Force Two, the one that carried Charlie Kirk wherever he went. So
Yeah, Air Force Two, which carries J.D. Vance.
I'm just trying to tell you. Okay,
I'm just telling you.
she wasn't lying.
And,
she wasn't lying at all.
and you know you you got the you got the one mistress, and then you have the other one,
Bruh.
the lighter version and the darker version.
Bruh. I see.
And not to go there, but I had to go there.
Bruh, I'm trying to tell you, boy, this thing right here, look at me. All I'm gonna say is that this is where you gotta kind of like take a backseat.
Yeah.
The number one, I now again, I believe in the power of change. Of course, we're in the business of quote unquote helping people change and transform their lives.
Yes.
So who am I? However, this and him. Listen,
You see some bull.
this is the boy. This and him. Yeah. Okay. So if you just heard some of the songs that Nicki Minaj has sung,
Oh yeah.
if you have just seen some of the performances that Nicki Minaj has done,
Right.
you know, I'm just trying to same time putting it out like like the
Yeah.
the WAP, the wet, that part. Anyway, so I'm just saying. and and then to put the adjective that this is a good Christian woman.
Now you got Martha and Mary on the stage.
Boy, I'm trying to tell you how you. So I'm just saying that the track record of Nicki Minaj is not that good. Now, I know what the baby was trying to do. She's trying to get a pardon for a man. I got it, baby. Do what you think the Lord is leading you to do. I ain't got no dog in that fight.
Right.
However, man, the thing that doesn't gets me all the time, man, is if you just look at the cautionary tales of this stuff, you ain't gotta look that far down the line, Nikki. Just look at Stacey Dash.
Yeah, just look at it.
Just saying.
Where is Stacey now?
That baby, she trying to find. Stacey is so lost right now.
So lost.
That baby is so lost, and I pray she find it. But right now, Stacey just trying to navigate her way back from wherever she came, wherever she went. So I mean, Nikki don't have to look that far down the line. She just look at Stacey Dash and be like, baby, cautionary tale. And if that don't help you, just go a little bit further down the line. You see a Candace Owens.
Yeah.
Now she was up there with the heavy hitters, boy. She was just. I mean, she was just conservative down. Now all of a sudden, this woman here is they want to shoot if they could. So I mean, it's always pulling in the black flavor in these kind of narratives. You got to. I mean, just follow the yellow brick road.
Right.
But my thing is, again, if you're going to be that easy, then I have very little, and I do mean very little respect for you at this point.
Yes.
But again, to tag this woman as a good Christian woman, I don't see how you got it. I've never seen Nikki sing a Christian song in my life. I've never seen that girl do any kind of thing Christian like in my life. Now again, I don't know all that baby business, but just on track record, Nikki A.
Yeah.
But
this is the start. Now, if you look at this is the start of the 2028 election.
You got to, because you got to steer it away from what's happening right now, man.
Right.
That's all this is. You got to steer away everything from what's happening right now. Take your eyes off this foolishness, and then look for the future. And I guess you're talking about J.D. Vance as the future. Well, if you tag J.D. Vance now, and what came out of his mouth at that conference, then Nick A.
Matter of fact, what came out of his mouth at that conference?
Nikki. Slide, Nikki.
Slide to the left.
Slide to the left, nigga. Nigga, slide, baby.
And don't crisscross, just slide to the
Just slide, baby.
Whoa.
Don't even just find the nearest
Don't even
exit.
do it. Don't
Yeah.
even do it.
Just slide, baby. Just slide.
Now, for this dude to say this right here,
Woo!
here it is. This is what he say.
So we have relegated DEI to the dustbin of history, which is exactly where it belongs. In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore.
Number one, Ray.
Hmm?
I never caught that apology by the white folk to apologize for being white. I never seen that.
Not in my 54 years.
Not in my 56. So,
Like I said, nigga, slide right.
right.
Nigga.
This ain't gonna look too good for you.
Oh, look at you right there, nigga. Yeah, man. For like I said, if that's the pick for 2028, okay.
But see, this is now this next clip. This is the sad part of how
it gets sadder.
People are drinking the Kool-Aid, and it's the younger generation that you and I talked about the younger generation. The younger generation has no kind of thought process anymore. No kind of critical thing. We're like the last generation of critical thinkers.
You are.
Now, let's go to this next slide. This is the scary part right here, because what they're telling you, okay, our agenda is going to run it through the younger generation, and the younger generation is going to put him back in, going to put him in to that office, versus to how Trump did it. Trump used the older generation to spark them to get them back into the polls to vote for him. But now JD is like, I'm going to use the younger generation to put me back in there. Here it is.
In 2028, as what I've seen so far, I support JD Vance all the way. I think he has done tremendous work as vice president in fostering our country for the better, and I can see him doing a lot of good and continuing Trump's work in the future.
My favorite part of his speech, when he talked about bringing God back into this country, how we're founded on Judeo-Christian values. If we turn from God, we don't have anything. We won't have a country.
The only thing that is truly served as an anchor of the United States of America is that we have been, and by the grace of God, we always will be, a Christian nation.
I just love on how well him and Trump have worked as a team, and I feel Vance is learning a lot from Trump, but also in the position that he is now, and I'd love to see him step into that role, and I'm excited to see what he would do and what he's capable of as leading the country.
We are free thinkers. We're going to have these disagreements. We're going to have our own thoughts, and the fact that he's creating a space where we can all do that and realize that it's okay to do that, I feel like that's really strong for the party. I feel like that's going to build us stronger, and it's going to really show people what we're all about.
We can learn and improve and treat one another better. We can love each other despite the disagreement. But winning demands teamwork. And I'm honored to be on Turning Point's team. I'm honored to be on your team, and I will stay that way.
Now, the problem is, this is the problem. When you have an ignorant populace that now you can download your information into, and that ignorant populace takes that information and says, okay, well, he must know the best thing for us, so let's go with him. Because they know nothing about the background, or they know nothing about the history or the backdrop even of this country.
Well, yeah. Yeah. They know the version of the background of the history of the country that they have been told.
Told. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they know.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know the real
No.
version. So
Mm.
that's you're 100% on that, my brother.
Mm.
And
So
finish your thought there, bro.
I gotta ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
Then if they're doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are the Democrats doing?
Same thing we were doing before.
The best thing that I can hear from the Democrats, other than crickets,
Mm-hmm.
is that you're talking about Kamala Harris doing another run, and then
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about the governor for California running
Mm-hmm.
for president. That's
Mm-hmm.
the only thing I've heard.
Right. Well, here's the thing, and I know what the strategy is from a long term optic. You
Right,
know
right.
what you're trying to do is let this thing get quote unquote so bad. You know that of course now the Democrats become the default part of the game. That's what you want to do. You want
You're
to
trying to
just
get it to the midterm. That's what
oh
you're
yeah.
trying to do.
Yeah, you're trying to run. You're trying to let this thing because everyone can know and see that this thing is running itself to the ground. I mean,
Right,
you can't get away from that.
right,
Like I said, Ray Charles can see this, and he blind, and he no longer him. Ray
right.
Charles saw this coming, so
Correct.
so that's the easy part. The
Mm-hmm.
Democrats are trying to show this thing up, just let this thing get from bad to worse, and just downright pathetic, and so now we become the default situation, the default answer.
Mm-hmm.
The two problem with that is if you render yourself null and void in the process by which you are not even a play in the game, then you don't become the default.
Right,
That's the first thing you got to deal with. So you're
right.
not being proactive as it relates to thinking down the line. The other part about it is you can become accustomed, just like they do here in Georgia, that
Mm-hmm.
you get accustomed to the system and you think the system is just going to work as it always has. Well, no, players, you got to understand something. The voting pool, and this is where, again, your boards have already tapped into, the voting pool has already changed.
Right.
And it's going to continue to change because, again, now they're trying to eradicate immigrants from the pool. So you're trying to dilute the black and colored vote. So that part right there.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at the old heads, my parents'
Right.
generation behind them, they are dying out, unfortunately, and so you have that block of pool being going away, and so now you have this young, fired up, lost,
No. Yeah.
lost
Yeah.
generation that has no clue what's going on, and so you're here. And so if you keep feeding the rhetoric again, if you keep telling a lie over and over again, you'll believe the lie. And so that's all this is. I mean, people still think Jesus got up on the third day, which was Sunday. Okay. If he died on Friday,
There's no way you can get 3 days out of Sunday.
there's no way you can. So, but if you tell it enough, and if you say it more passionately, then I guess it becomes true.
Right.
I don't care how you put a game in, but this is just how something is sold. So that's what you're doing now. You're trying to be repetitive of these things, and you're trying to sell something. And so the more you say it, the more repetitive you are, the more different faces you get on it. Then JD becomes the default button as far as running.
Mm.
But again, you have a dynamic here where if the Democrats, whoever wants to be president, had any kind of idea as far as how to plant the field, then you take the words that somebody just said, you know, and say, okay, this man is telling you where we're going with this in your nation out of his own mouth.
Right.
That you don't have to apologize for being white anymore. When the hell have y'all ever apologized for being white?
Right.
But what does that say? And then if you start looking at again the moves that they're making, then if they would ride the train right, then of course you would win hands down because you're playing to what's already on the field.
Because
But to
you played the Christian role during slavery. That's where you played the Christian role with the black folk.
that's why you need to go grab that sister from Texas, that sister.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You need to grab that baby.
Girl.
Come here, girl.
Come here, little teacher.
Let me tell you something.
Come on.
Come here. See, the thing about it is, man, and again, like I said, if you say something long enough, you'll believe the lie.
Right.
It has always been said that America was found on Judeo-Christian, It was founded that way.
Right.
That is a lie from the pit
Of hell.
of the hell. Because again, we were never founded, or this country was never founded on Judeo-Christian religion. It never was founded on that.
Mm-mm.
Matter of fact, you was founded on religious freedom, if you want to be specific. Now, they put God in there because you had to justify slavery.
Right. Right. Exactly.
You follow Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is where you're going. So for a sister to say something of that nature, see now, baby, see now you ooh, baby girl, that's why Jordan Peele made that movie Get Out.
Yes,
You didn't see that movie, and you need to really understand what that man trying to tell you, player, because that's what this is, Jay.
As the Lord said, as the Lord told Job, who is this that come to me?
Right.
Who come to me in darkness of this counsel? You coming to me wrong.
Yeah, baby, you got the wrong information.
You got the wrong information.
But again, see, this is the whole idea of selling a dream, first selling a dream, being good at selling a dream, and then secondly, pulling somebody in that wants to be a part of whatever end game you think this is, and then giving them some sense of camaraderie or some sense of connection, anything you can possibly do to make them feel as if you are part of the crew,
Right.
i.e. Nicki Minaj.
Exactly.
Okay, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. See, if this sister would just open her eyes, just look at Tim Scott, baby.
Exactly.
Just look at Ben Carson, baby. These are folk that's supposed to be in the skybox.
Right. Right.
They were in the skybox.
Yeah. In the skybox.
Now they in the latrine.
And they played the Sambo role just like you playing.
Just like you played it, baby. But see where they at now.
Yeah.
So this is all I'm saying, man.
And Donaldson was supposed to be the vice president, remember?
Okay.
Come on.
So you see where this is going.
Right.
But again, this is where a honest conversation needs to be had. And you got to be real with where folks are. And this is not about trashing nobody's idea, because again, you're welcome to think what you think. My only problem is in all this. Make sure that what you're thinking with is adequate information.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. If your information is adequate and you arrive at something totally different, God be with you. Right. But if you are arriving at a decision based on erroneous information, then who gonna let boo the fool at the end?
Right. Yeah.
So this is where, again, and I go back to Democratic Party, I go back to NAACP. This is where you find the lax.
Yeah.
This is where you find a deficit. You're losing the war on controlling the narrative.
Exactly.
And that's the issue here.
Because even the Republicans, what they're doing, they're going in and also controlling the media by, they're trying to buy Paramount now. And they almost got it because they got more money than Netflix.
Ellis got more money than Netflix.
Exactly.
That part. Yeah, man.
Because CNN is under Paramount.
Exactly.
So if they buy that, then they control now CNN and also Fox.
And CBS.
And CBS.
But see, it's a playbook. And that's the whole issue, man, with what folks don't understand. And this is where the community, and I'm talking about our community, fail to recognize. Everybody, I don't care who you put into the mix, bring anybody you want to put into the play. Every person who has an agenda, has a long-term plan.
Oh yeah.
So I don't care who you put, whether it's LGBT, whether it's a Republican Party, whether it's white, it's in game somewhere. And whoever you pull onto the table, they all got their own playbook. But however, the pages come from the original playbook, which ain't changed. Which is if you control, again, the propaganda, you got the people as far as getting them riled. There's certain things that are just the foundational principles in a particular playbook, because they all come from the same source.
Right.
You just tweak it to your personal agenda.
Right. Exactly.
That's all this is. But again, for some unknown crazy reason, you have people who think that the playbook is different because you're supposed to be of a different flavor. No,
No.
no, baby. The
Mm-mm.
playbook is the playbook.
Playbook.
It becomes different when you begin to institute what's supposed to happen with that playbook. So you
Right.
can manipulate it, tweak it, pervert it if you want to, but the playbook is still the same. And I'm not saying in our community, even at this point,
Right.
whether it's community as far as blacks or as far as Democrats, whatever you want to put it in,
Right.
you're not running the playbook at all. You trying to make it up as you go, or use AI to give you.
Right.
You chat GTP on this one. You don't need to do that. There was way more AI player. Just saying.
And bruh, see, there's a different AI. I got a new word for AI now. I got a new meaning for AI.
I'll let you, boy.
Authentic ignorance.
Have mercy, Lord.
So some of us are running on authentic ignorance.
And that's what they want.
Because even with us, even with black people, right?
Yep.
We always are waiting for somebody else to tell our narrative, to tell our story. We want somebody to help us do that. Instead of us coming together and tell our own story, we want to go to ABC, we want to go to Fox, we want to go to CNN, and we want them to tell our stories, which they're only going to tell a piece of our story, but they're not going to tell the whole story.
Agreed. And that's the whole issue, man. And again, that's why I'm saying, even at this point, it all depends on how you look at it.
Right.
I get what folks saying, this is horrible, da da da. No, it is what it is.
Yes.
It becomes what it is once you allow somebody to define what it is to you.
Right.
With things being cut off and things being, snatched back and being brought down, it's telling you, like you just said, control your own story, control your own narrative. There's enough black wealth on this. It has been proven that the blacks here in this here America, right here, has a GDP, if it was a country of its own, would be the 14th largest.
14th largest country in the world.
So I'm just think about that. Now, this is not, again, going nowhere but right here in these 50 states.
That's it.
If the black folks in the 50 states ever come together, you have enough buying power, man, to buy out anybody.
Right.
This is not hard. The problem is, again, like you're saying, you're looking for other people to again have value in your own particular narrative, which they do not.
No.
They never had, they never will.
No.
And so if you would, whether it is an Oprah, whether it's Tyler Perry, I mean, pick one. I don't care. Whether it's a Spike Lee, pick one. I don't care.
Right.
That narrative could have truly been changed. You could have owned it from the beginning. And you could have then owned your own real estate, owned your own property.
Exactly.
And no one could tell you what you could or could not do.
Exactly.
And so that's where you are. So again, if you see something for what it is, don't tag it as bad or good. Just see what the freak you're supposed to be doing at this point in your life and go at it.
And go at it. That's it. That's it. So now we're about to look at this big, beautiful bill he called Big and Beautiful, which is the big, ugly bill. But we're going to break this down. So you see what's in this one. So as you said, right, you can see what it is, and you can take it and go with it and run it.
Whatever you want to do with it.
Whatever you want to do with it.
Lord help us.
Here we go.
Here's bad news for Trump and Republicans ahead of the 2026 midterms. Remember when he was so excited about the so-called
Big Beautiful Bill, Big Beautiful Bill, Big Beautiful Bill?
Well, now that Republicans have passed it, it's so unpopular that he doesn't even want to call it that anymore.
I'm not going to use the term Great, Big, Beautiful. That was good for getting it approved, but it's not good for explaining to people what it's all about.
So what is it all about? It's a big, ugly nightmare that gives tax cuts to the super rich while the rest of us get shafted. Remember this when you vote in the 2026 midterms. First, your health care costs will go way up. To pay for its tax cuts for the rich, Trump and Republicans' big, ugly bill makes the largest cuts to health care in U.S. history, kicking about 15 million Americans off their health coverage over the next decade. About half of those people would lose Medicaid coverage. The rest would be priced out of Affordable Care Act plans. That's because the big ugly bill lets Affordable Care Act subsidies expire. Without them, individuals will see their premiums skyrocket, some by more than $1,200 a year.
Premium costs on average will more than double next year if the subsidies expire.
But even if you're not dependent on Medicaid or ACA coverage, your health insurance could cost more. Why? As more people drop their insurance because it's too expensive, insurers will jack up premiums on everyone else who still has a plan. And with federal funding drying up, hospitals would be faced with steep financial losses. They may stick you with a higher bill to make up the difference. And it's estimated that hundreds of thousands of jobs will disappear, and some hospitals may be forced to close entirely. The second way Trump and Republicans' big ugly bill makes your life worse, drastic cuts to food stamps, will hurt all of us.
It's such an old-fashioned term, but a beautiful term, groceries. It sort of says a bag with different things in it.
Trump and Republicans made the largest cut in history to SNAP, better known as food stamps. They are taking food away from about 4 million Americans, including about 1 million children. This is happening as a growing number of Americans are going hungry, while food banks across the country struggle to meet the surge in demand. Independent grocers get a lot of their revenue from customers using food stamps, especially in rural areas. Without that income, they could be forced to raise prices, lay off employees, or shutter entirely. Even if you don't use food stamps yourself, your grocery store might be affected. More Americans going hungry also means less income for the farmers who grow our food. It's been estimated that they could lose nearly $24 billion over the next 10 years. That could push smaller, locally owned farms out of business.
Now, this is the real deal on what's really going on. That conference with J.D. Vance and them, that was just the forest. So you could bite into the forest. But this is what's really about to go on. Healthcare is about to go up. Matter of fact, the Republicans are secretly trying to figure out how they're going to extend Obamacare, because they're trying to actually get it around 47. Well, 47, like, we're not doing that. So, because see, 47 going to be so hard to where when midterm comes, it really is going to be some changes made. But then you're going to have to look at when midterms come, those changes are made, and the Democrats change it. Then the Republicans going to jump on board, and they're going to say, look what we did.
No way. No way.
And then it's going to make J.D. Vance look like, wow.
That boy.
Maybe J.D. knows what he's doing.
Okay.
That's where you got the 2028 to where it's set up.
Well, again, you got to look at so many nuances to this story, man. And that's why your boy talking about you can't call it a big, beautiful bill, because you can't explain it that way.
Right.
Because you can't.
You
know,
can't.
you can't.
Exactly.
You know, and this is not even to say, you know, before the tax stuff that's going to happen that's coming out, you know, the new tax bracket's been brought out.
Right.
And then they were saying, as far as, you know, there's no taxes on, you know, wages, not wages, your tips and stuff like that. Well, what they don't tell you is that expires in 2028.
Right.
So really,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying, man. When you look at it and you start unpacking this stuff, man, you're back to ground zero.
Right.
And at the end of the day, man, the reason why Trump is not going to really move on this, and the reason why he can be hard line, because he doesn't care.
No.
Dude, he's over with. I mean,
Right.
if you look at it, you done had your dry run. You're getting everything out of this run that you want. As far as crypto, as far as, you know, getting your name on every doggone thing.
Yeah, put your name on buildings that shouldn't be there, and put,
you know,
and make it getting ships, putting your name on some ships that's gonna cost $20 billion. I mean,
that part. You know, so if you're looking at it, this Cheerio is getting all his stuff already. So what does he care?
He don't care.
You know, he don't care. So that's why he can be hardline, be a butthole, because again, it doesn't affect him.
Right.
And even now, we're still having to pay this man a pension as a president and take care of his family for the rest of his life. So again, I don't see him being hurt in this situation.
No.
And even with your Republicans, if you look at them, most of them cats is surprisingly retiring.
Yes.
Oh, really? You know,
Of
you
course.
got
It's like we ain't putting up with this.
man. I'm trying to tell you, boy. This is like the Titanic all over again. This is the Titanic all over again, folks, man. And
But see, right, this is another thing too now
mm,
that even Trump is in a place to where if they get tired of him, they can just cut him off and let him go.
well,
And then you know who then will be president.
well,
See, I mean, look,
well.
look what they did to Charlie Kirk. Just saying.
Yeah. Hey, I put nothing past these individuals.
No,
So
no.
it doesn't surprise me. But again, man, you at a situation where
Mm-hmm.
this cat, 47, serves a greater evil.
Right.
And as long as you have this pawn in the game, and if you make this pawn believe that he controls anything, you can do whatever you want to. He doesn't care.
Right.
Just make me look and feel good.
Right.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
So this is what makes even if it could be quote unquote more dangerous.
Dangerous.
That's where you got.
Yeah.
Because again, your guardrails are gone.
Yeah.
And those who could be, whether it's your Supreme Court or whether again your congressmen or congresswomen,
Mm-hmm.
those guardrails are no longer there.
No.
So we face that fact. Okay,
Right.
we're cool. You know, I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
there's no sense trying to hoping and wishing and be like,
Right,
yeah, they're going, nah, they ain't gonna toe the line. Okay, we cool. So what
Mhm.
you got to start looking at now is, okay, what's the freaking end game here? Where you trying to drive this?
Right.
Okay,
Right.
and the powers that be, man, that you're picking a war again. You're trying to start World War III. Okay, you finna go fool with Greenland.
You tried to do it with Venezuela, and Venezuela was like, no.
But they're gonna keep prodding it, man. They want some kind of retaliation from Venezuela, and
Right.
so that'll be that Venezuela draw first blood, and so here you go.
Right.
So you know where this is going.
Yeah.
But again, the powers that be, if you see the moves that are being played as far as the global situations and the global moves,
Mhm.
America is so much out of the picture that it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
You know, when
It
you
is.
can have a country such as China pull the plug on your economics and walk away and don't miss a beat.
That.
You know, that should tell you something.
Right.
You know,
Right.
when you're looking at you holler about the Panama Canal. The reason why the Panama Canal is not getting more attention is because they've already built a canal
Yeah.
in Latin America that surpasses the Panama and be
Yeah.
like, whatever. You know,
Whatever.
so again, if you're looking at the narrative of America and the insignificance of America,
Mm-hmm.
the only weight that you have as far as America is concerned is quote unquote is military industrial complex. That's all you have.
Right.
You know, you don't have a GDP. You don't manufacture anything here. You
No.
don't have any raw materials here.
No.
You may have some oil here and there, but you don't have the gold, the cobalt. You have nothing here in this country.
But the
That,
only thing that's driving your GOP, the only thing that's driving it right now
Mhm.
is AI.
that's all you
And
have.
that's not proven.
No, even that's something ready to mess with
Yeah, it's about the like a bubble.
you. Even mess with you.
Yeah.
You know, so you're looking at all these nuances that's on the table, man. And this is where Eisenhower told you, if you have an ignorant citizenry, you in trouble.
Trouble.
You know, because if you don't understand the nuances of these things and have an honest conversation of where you are and look globally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people. The reason why they keep saying America first, all that good stuff, because they're trying to give you this false sense of nationalism and patriotic da 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 da. Cool. But at the end of the day, I guarantee you,
Mm-hmm.
if you have people when you have Singaporeans, when they sit up for an exam and they have to, and this exam is not like the SAT.
Right.
This exam is 14 days long.
14.
Not 14 hours, 14 freaking days long.
Long.
What kind of exam is that? And what are you quizzing these babies on? So that's the so when you have North Korea and you have that kind of population dealing with that kind of intensity as far as education,
Mm-hmm.
and then you bring that over here to this TikTok world, this Instagram world,
World.
this Facebook world, You have no idea how far behind you are on this thing, man.
Mm.
You have no idea how far you behind.
Right.
And when you talk about competitiveness, you cannot compete.
No.
And that is the hard, honest truth. That even for your Department of Education tell you that a business degree is no longer a professional degree. When they tell you the medical side is no longer a professional degree, what do you tell them babies in school right now?
Exactly. What you tell them?
What you tell them? That what you earning is not a professional degree.
Right.
So then why pay $50,000 for a degree that's not a professional one?
Exactly. Why?
To help me understand. So what are you regulating these babies to? Nothing but warehouse, nothing but fast food.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, with them again mechanizing and making robots the key thing as far as warehouses and even the freaking retails now.
Right.
What you got left, baby?
None.
That's where you're going.
Yeah.
You know. It right here.
And when you can have, when you can have Harvard, you can say, well, Harvard's going to run our labor force or our trade school.
Okay.
Harvard.
Okay. It ain't looking good, is it, boy?
Harvard.
Harvard, man.
Trade school.
Because that's where you are.
That don't even.
It don't sound right, do it?
That don't sound right.
But that's where you are.
But that's where we are.
All those film industries, man, that built when Georgia hit that boom as far as the film industry, mecca. You had about 4 or 5 studios come here in less than 6 months, bro.
Right.
And Kanye's over there off Reed End Road in Decatur. You had Tyler Perry. Pick one.
Big one.
Now them boys can't find nothing.
No.
They're trying to restructure those things as far as being a data centers or something because again, you don't have that anymore. And AI, again, when you talk about that kind of technology, is taking that over.
Right.
So what took you 4 or 5 studio, as far as spacing, now you can do it in one.
In one.
Okay, and so here we go.
Yeah.
So again, you're not ready for what's coming down the pike, but even with that, that's going to have a bubble within itself because that's even not sustainable.
Exactly.
So you have a lot of things that again, folks are plowing through this thing and run through it like a bull in a china cabinet. But at the end of the day, you're going to have pieces.
Yes.
And you're not going to have anybody there to pick those pieces up because you're looking for a civil war here in this country. That's what you're looking for. Yeah. They want it.
Yeah.
That's why you say you don't have to apologize anymore for being white.
Being white. Like, really?
Okay.
Okay.
I kind of told you.
All right. Part 2 of the beautiful bill, ugly bill, whatever you want to call it. Here it is.
Oh,
as with healthcare, food stamps are good for the entire economy, supporting nearly 400,000 jobs. Third, your energy costs will go up. The big ugly bill gives massive handouts to big oil while cutting clean energy investments.
We don't allow windmills, and we don't want the solar panels.
Moving away from cheaper renewables means that within 10 years, the average household will be spending an extra $170 a year on energy. Remember when Trump promised to lower costs on day one? Meanwhile, hundreds of thousands of jobs are expected to be lost due to the rollback of clean energy investments. Billions in clean energy projects are already being canceled, including projects that were nearly completed.
Trump administration has halted work on Revolution Wind, which was set to power 350,000 homes in the Ocean State and Connecticut. The project is already 80% complete.
Fourth, it turns America into a police state. The big ugly bill funnels $170 billion toward immigration enforcement and makes ICE the highest funded law enforcement agency in the country. It funds detention centers run by private prison corporations, hires more masked ICE agents, and bankrolls the completion of Trump's border wall. It creates a surveillance state of license plate readers, spy towers, and drones that can be deployed against anyone, including U.S. citizens. Costlier healthcare, millions going hungry, soaring energy bills, a constant police state. It's all thanks to Trump and Republicans and their big, ugly bill. When November 2026 comes, remember who's responsible for making all of our lives worse.
That's it. That's it. In a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
Nutshell.
But somebody better give us some options.
Fast.
Quick, fast, in a
In
hurry.
a hurry, Doc. In a
Little.
hurry.
Yeah.
Then, they gathering all this data. First of all, Doge comes in. And they take all the data away from everybody, and they kick everybody out, and they say they fire everybody. Then 6 months later, oh, Doge is no longer in existence. Huh?
Yeah, boy.
Well, what happened to the information that they received? Where is that information?
It's one place called Musk.
Musk Industries.
And Palantir.
Yeah. And here is why and what they doing with the data they received.
Trump administration, specifically Elon Musk's Doge, was on this mad dash to inexplicably vacuum up Americans' personal data and then to merge it into some kind of master database to remove decades of restrictions on how our data can be combined and shared and used within the government. What do they want all that data on us for? What could they be trying to do with it? What could this mean to us regular humans in our regular lives? On that point, on the last night of the 100 days, we brought in investigative reporter Julia Engwin, who has reported on data privacy and security for years and who is very good at explaining it to regular people. She wrote in the New York Times that Doge appeared to be assembling a sprawling domestic surveillance system for the Trump administration, one that could allow them to create the sine qua non, right? The hallmark desire of authoritarian regimes everywhere. A comprehensive master database with comprehensive files on every single person in the country that they can use without restriction. That is what we were talking about on that last night of the first 100 days. Keep an eye on what they're doing with all of our data, how they are expanding their surveillance powers, and what they're going to do to us with it. Well, now here we are, half a year later, and we are learning about one very specific way the Trump administration is gaining new power and control over us that they have never had before. And it is this sudden and rapid escalation in the surveillance capabilities they are buying for ICE, including technology that could allow ICE to hack into people's cell phones and see everything that person is doing without the phone's owner ever knowing that the government is in there. Even though ICE's purported jurisdiction is immigration, it's right there in the name, they are already reportedly planning to use the surveillance technology against U.S. citizens, against anyone they deem an anti-ICE extremist.
And right, this thing is getting so deep now because even with Wi-Fi, they'll be able to even read your body heat to know what you're even doing within your household.
You are here.
We are here. Everybody's talking about Big Brother. This is way deeper than Big Brother. Way deep.
We are here.
We are here.
Man.
They can look in on your home without you even noticing it. The way you are, what you're doing, what's going on. Do it through your cell phones now. I'm just saying.
That's why I'm cutting everything off. I'm going off the grid.
Going off the grid, Doc.
Peace.
Peace.
Catch me when you see me.
That's it, bro. That's it.
Yeah, man.
That's it right now.
Yeah, you're here.
We're here. We're here. We're here. And then also with AI, this is the thing about AI. They haven't figured it out yet. But they make you think they figured it out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now it's this big interest in AI and people are pouring all this money into AI thinking it's the next big thing.
Yeah.
But guess what? They don't know what to do with it. So it can't be the next big thing because they have no clue, no idea. So they're building all these data centers And when they're building these data centers, they're like, okay, we're putting 600 billion in. Why?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to get a return on the investment? You don't even know how to get the return on the investment.
That part.
So that's why
That part.
you're going to have this big bubble.
Oh yeah.
Everybody going to get in, and then all of a sudden it's going to pop.
That part.
And then what? You can't bail
Massive.
everybody out from that.
Yeah, but you got massive stereos. Just keep playing.
Yeah.
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 That's what you are, man.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, man, folks, again, you're not paying attention to what's happening because you're so caught up in you caught up in Nicki Minaj, okay? And you're caught up in Target. You know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
caught up in everything, but you're what you're supposed to. And that's the whole end game.
Can we stop beating the air? I mean, like we're fighting the air.
That's all you
But we say we fighting, but we're not fighting nobody.
Okay.
Especially when you're talking about fighting Target. Target has nothing to do with nothing.
No.
They have not a clue. Just because they're going to announce their president on Black History Month, that's supposed to be something.
Well, again, see,
Yeah,
Target is low hanging fruit. Because if you want to come at Target, you got to come at what started Target to doing what it was doing, which is your federal government and the DEI programs. So that's your boy Trump, your Republican Party. So if you want to deal with DEI issues, and if that's your staple, then Target is not the end game because again, they're just reverberating what would happen over their heads.
They're not even the beginning game.
No, they're just a pawn.
Pawn. Like every other large company, they just a pawn.
That part. But again, I say, if you want if you want to talk about having some place to sell your product, you could with all the vacant brick and mortar around here, all the hell, you got the one that's doing all this drama. You got 211 acres undeveloped.
Yes.
I'm gonna put that out there. I mean, you can build your own super complex on your own campus.
On your own campus.
And have your own supermarket.
Yeah.
Be a competitor.
Or this thing called the internet.
I don't care how you do it, but you could be a competitor.
Yes.
But see now, no matter what you're doing and no matter what you're saying, you're not a competitor in the game. You're not even on the radar screen.
You can't even get to the table.
No. And at the end of the day, man, the CEO still walking away with $1 billion compensation package. So what does he care?
What do he care?
So these are the things, man, again, that at the end of the day, like you're saying, you're fighting the air. But the painful thing about it is it's the people who are being affected on a daily basis with this stuff. Yeah. You think because you're marching around Target and they're succeeding to whatever, you think you've done something.
No.
You just limited your options.
Exactly.
So they closed down your Target in your neighborhood. So now where are you going to go? Walmart.
Right.
So you're just making the Waltons more money.
Right.
And you're still not, again, for the issue as far as supporting Black dollar. So you're not solving the problem.
Right.
That's my only issue, man, is because if you're going to bring something to the table,
right,
bring a viable solution that you can carry out, that you can get folks involved in, and then all of us get behind this thing and push it. I don't care who the heck comes out with something and do it, but bring something to the table that's viable, that we can push and that's sustainable. Hello.
Yes.
And then everybody benefit from this. The suppliers, the producers, the manufacturers, the small mom and pop trying to get this stuff to the market. All that stuff is a winner.
Right.
But if you're still being locked out of Walmart, when Walmart tells you what price you have to charge for this to have it in their stores, who can compete with that? As far as a small company, as far as a Black company, it takes you $12 to produce something, but then Walmart tells you got to sell it for $4.
Right.
Your profit margin is shot. So this is what you happen in real time. But again, since you don't want to fight that fight because it's above your pay grade, you don't have the nuances to get that thing. You don't want to touch it. Let's just march around, hold your hand up, and say power to the people. Okay.
You want to play checkers while they playing chess
All day long, player.
all day long, all day long.
And that's why, again, the CEO walks away with $1 million compensation package. His family is taken care of for the rest of their life, and you see that for $1,000.
You still outside the store talking about, just us, just us.
Okay. Yeah, just y'all outside. Just y'all outside. Just saying.
Uncommon sense, Doc.
All day long, player.
All day long, Doc. Like you said, man, we got to give some valuable solutions
Got to
what's going on. Because hey, if you got an Amazon, somebody create an Amazon. Let's go with it.
And you could.
You could. Like you said, if we was a country, if black people was a country,
number 14, baby,
we would be number 14, the number 14th country.
Number 14
in the world. In the world.
So you can do it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, man. I mean, again, at my age, I know where I am, and I know, what it looks like for me.
Right.
But it's again, it's the Melindas, it's the Michaelas, it's the Mikes, it's those young folk that if the world continues to roll, y'all got to deal with this stuff, man.
Right.
This the knot that you got to unravel. And no, you don't have the capacity to deal with it right now because you're trying to survive. I get it.
Right.
I understand that dynamic. But at some point, this is where the elders, become the front line and say, okay, let us think for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Just let's do it. Let us think for you for a minute. Show y'all how to build the infrastructure and the capacity.
Right.
And then let these young folk run it.
Let them run it. Let them run it.
And so God has already given reparations to black folks. He's already done that. He's already given you a creative mind. He's already given you resilience. He's already given you reparations.
Yeah.
The freaking problem is you think reparations is a dollar sign. And you cannot be that ignorant. Okay. And I'm sorry. Just BS is BS to me right now. So call me old, call me antiquated. I really don't give a flip.
Yeah.
If it's bullshit, it's bullshit. I'm just gonna tell you it's stank. So at the end of the day, this generation, yours and my generation,
right?
Our call now is to put in infrastructure, capacity, and be the think and take for this younger generation.
Right.
Prep them for what's going on.
Right.
And then let these folks run a game.
Yeah.
That's all I'm telling you. Let these young people run the game. But you got to let them know what the heck they doing.
Right.
Right. If you go up in there with this kind of TikTok mindset and Instagram set y'all got right now, you ain't gonna make it.
You ain't gonna make it.
You're not gonna make it. And so that's where you are. And if you don't wake up what's going on in your country, where now big ag, you're looking at corporations on your farmland.
Right.
They're telling you what you're eating.
Right.
They own your health care.
Yeah.
If you look at all dynamics, man, there's nothing as far as ownership that the big corporations and the mega dollars don't control.
Right. Exactly.
Which is a disaster plan for the individual who does not have that kind of wherewithal.
That's right.
And if you don't wake up to what's going on right now, as Jesus said so at best, you shall die in your sins.
Mama. Woo, uncommon sense. Every Tuesday evening at 7:00 p.m. right here on thetruevision.net and also sentyouask.com. See you until next time. Merry Christmas, everybody. And see you next time.
Peace.